Per usual, everything on this channel is for educational purposes only and is not intended as financial advice. It is Thursday. Let's take a look at some alts because why not? Always a good sign when I'm starting with a DXY chart at the top of the hour here on the video. And dollar's still very bullish. And that is a problem for crypto. It's a problem for risk assets. Is this a liquidity thing? Is this a government shutdown thing? Is this a rates thing? Is this everybody pricing in the future, thinking, okay, rates are coming down, inflation's going up, they're going to have to not push rates down as fast. Like, okay, fine. Let's just take this day by day here. And this has consistently, the DXY, signaled not risk on conditions. We'll take a look at some other charts that also are echoing that. But again, this is not what you want to see if the riskiest of the risk is already in bearish territory. On DXY, it's kind of simple. And this is deceiving because it is a 3-day chart. But if you get a head and shoulders into 2026 at any time, I think it's going to take 30 to 60 days, by the way, from here to really sort this out. 30 is probably being generous, but it's possible. If we get a head and shoulders on dominance, set an alert at 58% and go fly a kite, go ice fishing, go swimming, whatever, right? It's just, to me, there's very little to do here in the near term on a short time horizon. There's a lot of damage from 1010. There's continuous damage over the past week, just a lot of technical damage. It's going to take time to fix this. But this still does have the potential structure of a reversal pattern on dominance. We'll see where this goes, right? But if you're trading alts, you're really holding out hope that this eventually turns around. This is not going to save you. If you're already down 80% on something, it can keep going down, obviously. But if we're talking about trade entries down the line, yeah, I'll be watching this like a hawk to see if this plays out. Because if and when it does, it's usually very quick. Usually, we'll, again, be generous. We'll say 8 weeks at max, and then it's over. It's like using a public restroom. Get in, get out, do your business. That's where you get the most bang for your buck. Broadly, right? Here's total 2 over BTC, same deal. Is it bullish here? No, it's not. It's neutral at best, and it needs probably 30 to 60 days to take a shot at that neckline. And it may take DXY 30 to 60 days to break up somewhere, reverse, div out, right? This hasn't even started to break out yet. So that's a problem. That's a problem for risk assets. It's going to take some time. It needs more time, as I like to say. Total 2, this is not bullish territory. I don't even know what you can do to spin this as bullish territory. Previously, people were saying, well, this is a potential cup and handle. Fine, right? That didn't pan out. Okay. If this pulls up again to 1.65, then we'll call it a cup and handle again, right? That's welcome to trading breakouts. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. But here, this is a nothing. This is a 0. This is a T-bill and chill. This is not an active altcoin bull market broadly. If we look at just a comparison here, IWM's in the middle, WGMI miners, Bitcoin miners at the top. They're not really Bitcoin miners anymore. They're AI data centers. We kind of need a new category. We call them, air quotes, Bitcoin miners. It's kind of something else. HPC, they aren't moving because they have anything to do with Bitcoin, I can tell you that. And on the bottom there, it's total 2, total 3, ETH, coin. Coin is total 2. Coin is ETH, coin is total 3. Until all this stuff turns around, it's not going to magically do better, most likely. Again, this is probabilities. Why did miners outperform? Because they aren't crypto, like clearly, right? Why did IWM outperform? Well, it's also not crypto, but it does hold a pretty high correlation. So again, not a good look when you're decoupling from the leaders for obvious reasons, but you're still decoupling. BTC also, grand scheme of things, it's not that bearish. You don't want to see a slow bleed ever on anything. If you're bullish, if you're bearish, if you want this to go to 50, whatever, 75, you absolutely want continuous slow bleed, continuous weekly lower lows. 100%. We're not quite there yet. We have been bleeding since mid-year, failing to make and hold higher highs at least. It's going to be interesting if this 81K level plays in again here on the yearly pivots, just as 122 did, just as 81 did the first time, to be fair. In a perfect bull world, we find some sort of multi-week support at the midline here, just as we have from time immemorial back here, 2024 onward. That's the perfect bullish scenario. I have no opinion on whether we actually achieve that, but that's the bullish scenario. Secondary case would be basically 81, but you want to do it quick and you want to get a wick. Otherwise, continuous bearishness is expected because you got to remember you're 1,000 days from a low now. You're 600+% from a low, at least you were. A lot of people, even from 2022, are selling. Clearly, a lot of OGs from 2015 and earlier are selling. And prices going down aren't going to help where those people's heads are at sentiment-wise. They're going to say, well, I missed 2022. Now's my chance. Most likely, at least the people that are selling. Daily Cloud, also, nothing to say, black or white. It's bearish. Last time we were down here, it took 30, 40, 50, 60 days to figure it out with a pattern. We don't even have a div yet. I hope, the bull in me hopes this is not a bear flag and this breaks down. That's, again, not what you want to see, obviously, if you're bullish. It's setting up that way. Thus far, we do have a tweezer bottom. That is 2 lows, the second not exceeding the first, with a very long wick. We don't want to live down here at 101. We want to live 103 plus. I don't think there's any significant patterns in the low time frames. So there's not really much to do or think about here, in my opinion. And if we do get a lower low, you definitely want a divergence, which should be very easy to achieve on RSI. And again, if BTC's bearish, alts aren't going to randomly be bullish most of the time. Most of them, you can pick out one every other month that is randomly up 20% every other day. Good luck. BTC on the weekly is another level to watch. I think that's 93 up there in the weekly key June. So we have some levels in us here. We have a fight to get some emotions out of for the buyers, ideally. It just doesn't feel like there's anybody buying. It certainly feels like there's more sellers than buyers. The ETFs over the past week and a half have illustrated that. This is Rocket Lab against BTC, and we sort of decoupled in September, tried to recouple in October, and now both are basically moving parabolically to the downside. So not only do we have crypto-specific issues, we had 1010, we have OG selling, we have risk off generally in crypto, but we also have now momentum and legacy names that had been leading just completely rolling over. So that's not going to help our case any further. ETH BTC, interesting spot in 30 to 60 days, right? I wish I had good news for myself because I want to be like, yeah, let's trade this, right? Let's bet on this. But there's just nothing to do. There's really nothing to do. The best thing you can do for yourself is set yourself up for success with alerts, with levels, with exact percentages of portfolio, sizing ahead of time. Think about it now so that if we do hit 04, you know what to do. If we do close in the weekly cloud here, you know what to do. But I see zero action on ETH BTC, on ETH, same deal. This could be a bear flag. You don't want to make lower lows. Maybe we see some sort of parabolic puke, some sort of extreme wick. Again, what do you want? You want emotion, you want wicks, you want huge volume, you want headlines, you want, oh my God, ETH went to 1,500, whatever the level is, that's what you want. You can see we're starting our parabolic journey, but you don't want anything slow. Slow is always bad, just as good as it was on the way up, right? It was great to just sort of move up, go sideways, move up, go sideways. So we're doing on the downside here. And the cloud is fully bearish now here. So look, it could be the stone cold bottom on BTC, on ETH, on Sol, on whatever, but this is no place where I would do anything with my system, which is a non-random way of choosing entry, exit, stop loss. ETH just needs time. It needs talk to me in December. See ya. Have a good Thanksgiving. Nothing to do here. Here's ETH against IWM, also very positively correlated historically, and ETH has struggled to keep up with IWM. Even IWM's rolling over a little bit. And there's what something is and there's how something trades. And ETH trades like a zombie company. That's what IWM is. If you look at, the funny thing now is if you look at IWM, it's like all the momentum names are like the top 10. Highly speculative, zero to no revenue, low to zero revenue rather. And they are leading IWM as they grow in market cap, but certainly losing correlation with ETH. So no good news there either, right? It's not like there's some outperformance to look for. Solana, again, bear flag potential, tweezer bottom potential. Is there any actionability here that I can see for me? No, none, zero. What level would I buy? I don't know, 100? Pick a round number, right? Pick a round number with BTC, 90? That's the next stop. Sure, why not? Go for it. ETH, 2,000? I don't think we go to 2,000 personally, maybe 2,500, probably a decent level. But those levels are way lower than we are now. I just don't see a reason to try, right? It needs some sort of setup, some sort of divergence. Don't have that yet. Don't have that yet. I'd love to have a bullish engulfing candle, anything, literally anything. Look over here, right? We had a dragonfly, spinning top, hammer, bullish engulfing. At least that's something you can say, well, let's give it a shot. I just don't see that here with any of this stuff yet. MSTR against Solana. It's funny, all the MSTR True North bros, right? We're going to change the world. Thermonuclear reactor, et cetera, et cetera. It trades a lot like Solana. So you got to know that. It's been all over the place this year, to be fair to MSTR, but both of these are also nosing down. I mean, we can talk about MNAV, we can talk about STRC, whatever, right? I get it. Again, there's what it is and how it trades. It trades like Solana. It trades like a highly, highly volatile altcoin. That's just what it is. That's fine. Know what you trade. Both of them look not great. XRP also, there's nothing really to do. So the top 10, the top 50, the top 100, I don't see anything to do. If you're paying attention to something like Zcash, God help you. I don't know why you would have been, because there really wasn't anything to do. But if you caught this trade, good for you. It's nothing I'm going to touch. It's nothing I'm going to buy. There's zero price up here that I would touch personally. Train has left the station. So I'm happy for you if you're up on this, but I've no comment. And a lot of people are asking me, what do you think about Zcash? What would you do? Like, I got nothing. It's late. So TA wise, you got to go way down on timeframes, like the 4 hour maybe to look for something. ZBTC, just as a reminder, it's basically been down only since inception, since 2016. So trade it, don't marry it. Zeke, Monero also. Similar, if I had to choose a privacy coin and my life depended on it, not knowing, not revealing the transaction address or amount, it would be Monero 100%, hands down, no questions asked, not Zcash. So we can talk about privacy and privacy theater and all this other stuff. And yes, it's being shielded, great, and it has hash rate, cool. It is being traded heavily right now. I don't have anything else to say other than, to me, it's just a trading sardine. On the legacy side, this is Circle. Nothing about this is bullish. Talked about this a couple days ago. Head and shoulders. This is why you look for stuff like this and say, okay, what do I expect this to happen most of the time? I don't care where this is, at the bottom, the top, on the side, whatever. I see this anytime, at any point in the market, and that to me is never bullish. Never. Now, if we made a higher high, sure, but not great. Oklo, guess what? Head and shoulders, certainly not bullish. Just add this to the list of names. You could look at Galaxy, you could look at whatever else. There's just, to me, nothing there, nothing to do right now. Give it till December 1st. Most likely, or set some stink bid levels. This is for Oklo, back to the breakout. And these are effectively the altcoins of legacy land. Reddit also, head and shoulders on this. You're getting a daily Kuma breakout today, breakdown for Reddit. And then lastly, just honorable mention for Rivian, the Chad up 25% the other day. This to me here is something worth being patient with. Any chart that looks like this doesn't really have to be Rivian, doesn't matter. But if it is still consolidating and holding through all this nonsense that's going on with everything else, then that's something worth paying attention to. So if you're seeing charts like that out there, let me know in the comments. Maybe it's biotech, maybe it's commodities, maybe it's some other industry, home builders, I don't know, energy, I don't know. But this is what I want to see and I want to look for. Okay, it's been 2 years, 3 years, whatever. And even with the VIX at high levels, bonds doing well, doing better, risk off territory doing better, there's still other stuff that looks like this that hasn't broken out yet. So overall, sit tight, buckle up, give it a month, and I wouldn't have any expectations here in the near term. That's all I got for this one. Give me a like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe, and happy trading.